Hello and welcome to Metric Insights. In version 5 release, we're introducing a new feature called Datasets. Datasets function as a layer between data sources and elements created in Metric Insights. You set the data collection trigger to update the dataset with the latest data from the data source, and then the dataset can be used to distribute data further to views and reports. If the dataset is snapshotted, you're going to have access to the history of data changes. To enable this functionality, go to the Dataset Editor, Data tab, and set the Snapshot Dataset field to Yes. If your data source has dates, you can backfill your dataset by setting this field to Yes as well. In our case, this is a dataset which is updated daily, so there is going to be an instance per each day. After you have at least 2 instances, you can track data changes between them. Also, you can save queries against datasets by creating separate views. In the example of this dataset, we have data for sales channels, countries, units sold, and actual sales. If I want to view only how many items were sold in various countries and channels, I will simply keep only country, channel, and items columns and apply changes. We can keep seeding out the data, for example, by defining a specific channel we're interested in. I'll add a rule to include data per website visit only. Here we have a result set per our selection and a rule. Depending on the variety of your data, you can add several rules or groups of rules and filter it however you want, and you're going to see the results right away. I can save it as a separate view now. Let's call it Items Sold via Website and make it public so that other users can view it and create elements from it. Here are other views that me and my colleagues have previously created for this dataset. I can use any public view to create reports in a snap. To do that, I choose the view that should serve as a source for a new element, make sure that it includes all the data that I need, go to Actions, and choose to build a report. Everything else is done automatically. By the way, if it is a snapshot dataset, the system creates a snapshot report by default, but you can always change it in settings. Enable and publish, and this is it. Anyone can do it, and it took us less than a minute. We have also provided a feature for the security of your data. While administrators have access permissions to all data in datasets, regular and power users can have their access restricted by applying a user map. For example, here's George. You may grant George permission to access this dataset, but you don't want him to access all data there. What you do is, you include George into the user map and define that he can see information about, let's say, corporate sales only. Now let's see how George sees the same dataset. We'll just log into his account. As you can see, George sees only what he has access to via the user map. You can set such restrictions to any power or regular user and provide them with access to information related to their area of responsibility. The step-by-step process of creating datasets and applying user maps to them is described in this Jumpstart series and help docs. Stay tuned to this new functionality because soon there is more to come. Whether you have any further questions, you may leave them in the comments section below or contact us at info@metricinsights.com.